Hi, Embracing Only podcast family. This is Archita. We are introducing impact moments, actionable insights that highlight the best and powerful learning moments and wisdom from our past episodes of incredible guests. In this highlight reel, you'll hear leadership lessons from a combat veteran, taking action to be anti-racist, mastering workplace negotiations, leveraging your uniqueness for success. We'll take a topic and break it down in a short, snappy episode. So click on the link in the show notes to continue listening to these impact moments with our amazing guests.
Talking about putting kids before career, I would rather say it was not a sacrifice but a choice that I made.
That was my mom, Vijaya Sivakumar. She is a retired financial professional who served her company, a large fertilizer manufacturer of India, at the top of the corporate ladder for 40 years. Until her time of retirement in 2017, my mom was the only woman among 70, that's 70 men, in the finance and accounting team at her company in the south of India. When my sister and I were little kids, I vividly remember every quarter and year end and month account closes. My dad traveled 5 days a week, so my mom would bring my sister and me to her office, and while we were running up and down the floors pretending to do homework, she was the ultimate hero or power woman for us. Out of her office with the dot matrix printer going, she owned, delegated, and managed the close like a boss. So, as I was recording this episode with my mom, I realized upon reflection that at this day, it has never really bothered me or doesn't quite bother me when I enter a room and I'm the only woman, whether it was my first computer engineering class in university or even a leadership team meeting today. Because watching my mom all those years, it was just normal to step up and lean in, irrespective of who was at the table.
Yes, if anybody looks at the scenario that I was in, they would have surely felt that it would have been a Herculean task to be in the midst of 70 men alone women. I never felt so because for me it was not getting only the work done. I always realized that they too had dreams for their children, but many of them did not know where to look upon or what opportunities they can grab for their children or how they can raise them. So that is when I pitched in my little knowledge and I shared it with them and what best they can do for their children and who are ultimately going to be their future. So that really gave them that type of confidence. Come, here is a lady who is not here to only mean her business, but she is also here to support us, to guide us, and to see that our family grows and the children have a brighter future. So they really were very helpful, supportive, and encouraging and inspiring. Instead, I would say that they were more inspiring to me and they were very helpful in whatever way they could. So I never felt that this thing. So, my piece of advice to you would be that you have to, it is a give and take matter. You cannot be only expecting or extracting job from your colleagues, but you also need to share for both of you to grow.
Share in order to grow. Such a refreshing take on looking and embracing differences in the workplace and in our lives. I'm going to step back into the workforce in a week, and these past 3 months, while on maternity leave, as I went up and down the hill of joy, frustration, anxiety, happiness, accomplishment, and fear, I started wondering, was it a myth that one can have a family, two successful careers, and be there for their family and friends? My mom and dad had made it look so easy growing up. But I know now as a parent, you make sacrifices. And I was curious to uncover what sacrifices my mom had to make when she had to put her kids before her career.
Talking about putting kids before career, I would rather say it was not a sacrifice but a choice that I made. So, what sort of a choice and why that choice? There was my own example or my own growing up years. My father always had to move. His job moved him once in every 4 years, and we had to move from places to places. In my organization, too, when it came to promotions, it meant every promotion meant moving to another state, and that is when we made the decision, or we took a decision, that dad, your dad keeps moving and I stay back, because I had gone through all the trauma of being moved once in 4 years. I didn't want my young daughters to go through that, and so for me, foregoing a promotion was not a sacrifice but a choice, and I think it was a sensible choice, and I'm happy. I have no
Mhm.
regrets as such.
My mom found satisfaction and fulfillment in her career beyond just a change in a title or a business card. She wasn't chasing that next promotion. Instead, she was building her life focused on fulfilling her commitments to the choices she had made.
For me, job satisfaction didn't mean only a promotion would give me the job satisfaction. Growing up in a career didn't really mean promotion, but I kept upgrading myself through self reading, self or attending training courses provided by various institutes, and attending to various women related conferences. And that was really interesting and enriching, and that gave me equal satisfaction. So that was really enriching for me rather than a promotion.
Her perspective on choice versus sacrifice, that has given me a lot of pause for thought and has changed my view completely just while we were having this interview. When she used the word choice, she took the power into her hands for a given circumstance versus letting the circumstance having sway over how she had to handle it. And there were times where she made different choices and had to pick her career before her kids.
There was a time when when the vigilance department of our company said personnel from finance department have to be moved out every 4 years, and I had already put in 8 years in that particular place, and there was no other choice but I had to move. But on my request, they said at least for 6 months you have to move out. So the only question that came uppermost in my mind was, what about the kids? So I was not the one to give up so easily on life. So I made this decision, or looked out for all out support. And I was lucky enough to have my parents around and my other cousins who came in and pitched in their bit to support me, and which gave me that type of confidence to leave my children. It was for 6 months that I was away from them.
My mom never shied away from asking for help and always did and has done the same for others. The myth that one can have a career, kids, raise them to be good human beings, all while maintaining a healthy family and social life, she just busted that for me. It is possible if you commit to the choices you make. You lean into every opportunity given and you don't hesitate to ask for help.